Hello and welcome again to Investing Success and another of our short videos in which we take a look at human emotion, astrology, and the financial markets. In this week's brief video, I want to take a look at a stock that has been in the news lately for all of the wrong reasons. Smartphone maker Blackberry. Blackberry trades in Canada on the Toronto Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol BB and in the US on Nasdaq under the ticker symbol BBRY. Blackberry started trading back in 1997 on a recognized stock exchange, 21st of October 97 to be exact. What you're looking at in front of you is the natal birth chart for Blackberry for 21 October 1997. As per the McWhirter methodology, it has been adjusted somewhat to make the sun appear on the cusp of the first house. First thing we look at is the 10th house to see if there are any planets present. In this case, there are none. Next, we look to see how the sun aligns to other planets on the natal birth chart. And we have a number of alignments. We can see that Sun is 90 degrees to Neptune and Uranus, so they become key planets to watch. We see that Sun is 45 degrees to Venus and Mars. They become key planets to watch. We see that Sun is conjunct to Mercury. It becomes a key planet to watch. We see that Sun is 45 degrees to the North Node, so it becomes a key feature to watch. And lastly, to round things out, we see that the North Node does make a 90-degree square to both Mars and Venus, thus reinforcing the importance of Mars and Venus as key planets. And so, having compiled our list of key planets, the next step will be to start looking to see when those key planets are aspected by faster moving planets as time goes on. For the purposes of this video, I'm not going to look at all of the key planets and all of the aspects. I'm going to focus on the planet Mars mainly. And here's a chart, a weekly chart of Blackberry starting in the middle of 2008. And I've picked this starting point because that's when Blackberry, or it was known as Research in Motion back then, that's when it made a very significant high of $150 a share. And after that, the trend turned down, and it never did revisit those significant highs. So what was happening at that point that the trend would change? Well, we had Mars, 180 degrees to key planet Neptune. We had Mars, 180 degrees to key feature node. And in fact, Neptune and node were 0 degrees apart at that time. So a significant event that impacted human emotion, which in turn created a trend change on the stock. So from the $150 peak level in mid-08, we can see that share price took quite a nasty fall, and it eventually found some support later in 2008. What was happening as it found that support? Well, astrology tells us that Mars was 90 degrees to key planet Uranus. Mars was also 0 degrees to the Sun. Early in 2009, after an attempted rally, we found support at the same level again. What was happening there? Well, Mars and Mercury were 0 degrees to key planet Neptune. Middle of 2009, stock rallied but couldn't push any higher. Trend turned down. What was happening? Mars was 90 degrees to key feature node. Mars was opposite the node as it made another attempt at pushing higher but could not succeed. Mars was 120 degrees to key features Uranus, Sun, and Mercury as the stock made an attempt at another rally in early 2010. Mars was 0 degrees to Neptune, Sun, and Mercury as the stock made another high in 2011. Mars was 0 degrees to key feature node and 90 degrees to Neptune when the stock made a significant bottom in the middle of 2012. So from the September 2012 lows, we can see that share price rallied for the remainder of 2012 into early January 2013, but it failed. And why did it fail? Well, Mars made a 90-degree hard aspect to key feature North Node. Share price then worked its way into a consolidation type wedge triangle, which I've got outlined in red on the chart. And then we can see that in late May of 2013, we dropped out the bottom of that triangular formation. Why did we drop out at that particular time? What was happening astrologically? Well, Mars was 90 degrees to key planet Neptune. Mars was 150 degrees hard aspect to the key feature North Node. Share price fell and eventually found some support in July of 2013. Why did it find support then? Well, Mars was 120 degrees to the node. Mars was 120 degrees to Neptune, both very positive aspects. Share price then rallied, and by early September it had reached a turning point again. What was happening then? Well, you had Mars, hard aspect, 90 degrees to the north node. And so all of this brings us right to the present time. Right now we've got Mars approaching 180 degrees hard aspect to key planet Neptune. By the 21st of October, we're going to see Mars make a positive 60 degree aspect to the Sun and to the node. Right now we've got Sun in Libra. Libra, of course, is the birth sign of Research in Motion, Blackberry, and it's going to remain in Libra till October 24th. Now, oddly enough, with the Sun in the birth sign, what do we have happening? Well, we've got a Canadian firm, Fairfax Financial, contemplating some sort of an offer for Blackberry to take it private. And I just find it very curiously intriguing that at a time when the Sun is in the birth sign, that all of this is happening. So all eyes on Blackberry. We could be seeing the end of it here very, very shortly. And it's stuff like this that we tend to talk about in the Astrology E-Alert, which I issue up to 4 times a month. We typically take stocks and tear them apart and profile them using the McWhirter technology to see what planetary key aspects we should focus on and to see how they align to key swings and to trend changes. As always, if you want to find me at investingsuccess.ca, you certainly can. You can find me writing blogs periodically at astrologicaltrading.wordpress.com. And if social media is your way of finding people, you can certainly find me at LinkedIn, Twitter, and at Facebook. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great week and good trading.